Heather K. Margolis with Channel Maven Consulting, and welcome to Channel Maven TV. During this episode, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow me at Heather Margolis or Channel Maven, and certainly use our hashtag CMCtv. Today, I am joined by Stephen Kellem of CCI Global Channel Management. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks for having me.
And you can also find Stephen on Twitter at CCI Channels. So tell us first a little bit about CCI.
Okay, Heather. CCI has been around for 30 years. We started really in the co-op and MDF side of the business, doing a services business. There wasn't even the internet 30 years ago.
Right.
So I would say that CCI has changed more in 2 years than it did in the previous 28 years. We've really moved from what was really service-driven only to service-driven with a software front end to a bespoke software front end, and really recently very much towards the SaaS platform idea of creating something that's scalable and easily manageable for our clients. So go ahead, Heather.
No, I was going to say, so you're helping channel organizations incentivize their partners specifically.
Exactly. We are very focused on what we do. We made a decision about 5 years ago. Well, I came on board CCI about 5 years ago, and we, like a lot of other small companies, had dabbled in many things, everything from being maybe an advertising platform to just about anything you could do in the channel. Sure. And what we realized is we need to focus on what we did and do it really well. So what we focus on is fund management and incentives. And when I say incentives, it's going to be spiffs and rebates. Right. I know the industry a lot of times looks at incentives at a very broad perspective. We break out the fund management piece. Otherwise, sure, we end up confusing our clients.
And do you feel, I mean, I think because you guys are so focused on the channel, it's different incentivizing a direct sales team than it is channel specifically.
It really is different. And our focus very much is on the channel. We've got folks on our staff that have been doing the channel side of things for 15, 20 years. I was a partner, so I've done the partner side, ran a very successful managed service business, sold that about 6 years ago. I have staff who work for me there. I've got folks who've built channels from 0 partners to 2,000 partners. We really do have a lot of folks that cover all ends of that.
That's great. And I think all of us who have worked in the channel, and I always joke I'm a recovering channel professional, can attest to it's completely different. You need that focus. You need to understand what a partner is going through instead of just trying to say, oh, I've done it direct. I know how to help a partner too. So what do you see as emerging trends in incentivizing partners today?
Heather, I think emerging is something we have to define. You and I were talking about this offline earlier. And I think this goes back to the direct and the channel side of things. Sometimes I feel like the channel group, and I'm just being really frank, comes to the table late with ideas of what's emerging. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I'd like to do is I'd like to see the channel start to get a little bit more ahead. Right. And I think that's a conversation about our channel folks having a seat at the big boy table in their organizations. Because a lot of that is driven from the top, right? What resources do you have? If you're running a channel that for a multi-billion-dollar company and you have 1,500 global partners, right, and you've got 2 or 3 people internally responsible for that, that is really hard to be on the emerging side of something. I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing, with the growth of the channel, particularly in the cloud, mm-hmm, and in the digital marketing space, that we're going to see more of that emerging side of things.
Right. So talk to me a little bit more about emerging trends in incentivizing partners today.
Okay. I spent a couple minutes there talking about how important I think it is that the channel pays attention to that and really does start to move towards the cutting edge and takes advantage of some of the things we've been seeing in the direct side. A couple emerging trends that I'm seeing. One is very much a move from co-op to true discretionary and proposal-based spending. And MDF even gets a bad name today. I was at an event where someone did a very, very good presentation, and they called it Killing MDF. And I wish they had renamed it Killing Bad MDF, right, because bad MDF is bad for all of us.
Golf events. How do you feel about golf events?
Or why should we? We're spending our money on things that don't grow.
Right.
Right. Spending money just to spend money's sake. The whole adage where I spend my money and I know 50% is successful, I just don't know which 50%.
Right.
Is bad.
It's awful.
And the CMOs are on top of our channel people going, I need an ROI. Right. So people are moving towards, I think, the right kind of MDF. And I don't even think it's MDF. And by the way, MDF is Market Development Fund, not Marketing Development Funds. And I think people get confused there.
Absolutely.
And to me, once again, having been a former partner, when you talk about market development funds, I'm talking about business development funds. It's about growth. How do you enable me, or how do you enable partners to prepare better to sell your services? That's the only reason we're there.
Right.
And if you can create a process that really enables that and engages them, encourages them, teaches them to sell well, it's not only can they sell your products and market them well, how are they doing it? How are they doing it efficiently, right? And how can it become repeatable? How can we all learn from it and educate others? Learn what's good, what's bad.
Great. Well, Stephen, thanks so much for joining, and thanks for all of you for tuning in. Again, this is Heather K. Margolis with Channel Maven Consulting, and if you're tweeting, make sure you're using the hashtag CMCtv.